The honourable member for Bradfield has the call.
Madam Deputy Speaker, this debate is about one thing, whether the BER program, whether primary schools for the 21st century is being administered effectively or not. It is about whether the program is delivering value for money, and it is about whether schools are getting what they want. Given the program is there, we now have a very clear focus on whether it is being efficiently administered, whether it is delivering value for money. We have heard story after story of parents and school communities who are surprised and concerned at the poor value that they are receiving. For example, at Pymble Public School in the electorate of Bradfield, there are two buildings being built. One is being built to replace a classroom that was burnt down in a fire, and the price that's been quoted for that building is roughly $1,700 per square metre. Another building, under the Building the Education Revolution program, is costing twice as much. And this was reported by The Australian last week, and the president of the P&C Association, Mr Peter Feather, acknowledging that there were some differences between the two buildings that might contribute to some of the cost difference, said he could not see why these two factors would more than double the square metre cost of what is essentially the same building. So the question is, how is the program being administered? Is it being administered properly to deliver the optimal value for money? And when we hear comments about stimulus, about jobs, none of that is a response in any way to the question of whether effective value for money is being delivered. After all, if we were getting better value for money, you could get more projects delivered for the same amount, and you could get more jobs being added into the economy. So this argument about it's economic stimulus, so let's not worry about value for money, frankly makes very little sense. It's clear when you look at the process that the process is seriously flawed in a number of ways. The normal procurement disciplines you would expect when spending significant amounts of money are sadly not present. The normal procurement disciplines designed to get the best value for money. And we've seen the evidence of that in the materially better value for money that private and Catholic schools have been able to get. And I have seen that myself in my own electorate in schools like Holy Family in Linfield, Our Lady of Perpetual Succour in West Pymble, Highfields Preparatory School, Newington Preparatory School, Abbottsley and Wahroonga and others. The Catholic and private schools have been able to administer the money themselves, and they have driven the dollar much further. The other aspect of poor process that is very concerning is the linkage between the Commonwealth Government and the state government. At a meeting of the Northern Sydney Regional Council of P&C Associations, which I attended on the 29th of March, Mr Angus Dawson, the BER Program Manager for New South Wales, the New South Wales Government, said that their challenge was to spend $3.5 billion in 24 months, and he gave some very interesting examples of the way that this is driving up the prices that are having to be paid for these projects. For example, he used the words that Laminex has run out of product and we've cornered the market in the Southern Hemisphere for whiteboards. In other words, basic procurement disciplines are not able to be achieved because so much money has been dumped into the system in such a short time that naturally the prices of inputs have gone up very significantly. And so what we have is poor administration of this program and poor value for money. That is letting down schools. It is also letting down taxpayers. And it's very disappointing that the response that we get is simply to be referred to the Orgill inquiry when we see a lack of clarity as to when that inquiry is actually going to report, but more importantly, what actions will be taken in response to that inquiry should it find that there has been the poor value for money, which is just so evident from the complaints that are coming in from parents and school communities. And so I certainly want to pay tribute to concerned parents who have raised issues, to concerned principals who have raised issues. we have a program which sadly does not reflect good procurement practices and good procurement disciplines.
The honourable member's
An enormous
time
amount of money
has
is being wasted.
expired. The honourable